Hey guys, so welcome to my channel. Once again, I'm going to ask you, like I always do, to smash that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, leave me a comment below, and share my video with all your friends on your Instagram, your Facebook pages, and all that great jazz. But in the meantime, in between time, let's talk about this unpopular opinion of mine. Because you know, I'm definitely the one to give the unpopular opinion. Yeah, that was the word. Anyway, guys, I don't know if I'm just getting old or what, but the more I do these videos, the more I tend to forget and lose my self-thought, because I guess maybe I should start really being like more scripted and like plan out what I'm going to talk about before I actually just put the baby on the changing table, like what I just did, and then just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna talk about this. So that's how I always start out on one thing and end up on another subject. So here's where I'm at with this. The community forever has always said, you know, I'm not chasing name brands. I'm not a name brand chaser. I'm not a name brand beep. You know, some of you guys just buying just for the name and all this stuff. Ooh, we gonna keep it real in this video. So guys, this is Puck Santana, and Puck Santana was painted by Claire Teller. He was rooted by Claire Teller. He was poured by Claire Teller. He is Ecoflex 20. Guys, that is almost like the thing of the past now. You don't hear many people pouring in Ecoflex 20 anymore. When Ecoflex 20 used to be the new, was the popular. So soft silicone, before everybody started doing soft silicone mix kits, the kits were all poured in either Ecoflex 20, Ecoflex 30, but Ecoflex 20 was the soft back in the day. I know some people had Ecoflex 10, but most people poured in Ecoflex 20, and we were all excited about Ecoflex 20, but now everybody's talking about the soft silicone. So, my opinion is I do love the soft silicone more now that I've had it, but I'm not opposed to buying Ecoflex 20 depending on what it is, especially if it's a cloth body. Cloth bodies all day long. I'll do Ecoflex 20. I'll even do Ecoflex 30 in a cloth body, baby. The Gabby Gills by Claire Teller was poured in Ecoflex 30. Still very nice silicone. But here's my unpopular opinion. For those that haven't seen him in a while, let me show you guys him really quick before I go to clothing him. Let me explain a little bit about this little one. Puck Santana is from the Puck Sculpt, and he was sculpted by Lillian Breville. He is one of my most favorite babies. I think he's one of my best painted babies by Claire Teller. And I do love his sculpt very much. He has an open mouth. He does not have a uvula, but he does have a tongue. And not really gums, but painted to look like gums in there. But he has a tongue. And so he has a cute little mouth. He has full armatures, which helps him pose, and mainly was to help offset his sculpt. His sculpt was, I saw this right away when I fell in love with the sculpt, but I saw that the arms, the forearms was a little like T-Rexy, a little too short. So I figured the armatures would help, and they do. And I perfectly love him. Like, I don't care nothing about that anymore. Okay, he does have a ball jointed neck, which turns from side to side, which is another thing that is becoming very thing of the past. He has very sparsely rooted hair, and it's brown, so on camera sometimes you might look like he doesn't have hair in certain spots, but he does. He's not missing any hair. And he has his little feetsies. 1 foot all the toes are separate, 1 foot all of them are together, which is the ball foot. This, it's balled up. He has cute little shoulder blades, and he has somewhat of a, I guess that's supposed to be somewhat of a spine look there. So he's really cute. He doesn't really have a cute bum bum, but it's passable and it looks good in the diaper, and I love his belly button. So he's a beautiful sculpt. And I love him. I just wanted to share that with you. But my unpopular opinion is that we all talk about how we don't chase name brands. We don't like we don't like name brands, but the name of the artist doesn't matter. It doesn't matter for me when I initially like the doll, whether I like the doll or not. That part doesn't matter. But when I decide whether I'm going to purchase the baby or not, it does kind of play a part in my head. And that is my honest opinion, and that is also my guilty confession. It does matter. And I'll tell you why it matters a little bit. Take Puck, for instance. Puck is not a prototype. He was just painted by Claire Teller. I don't know how many she did at the time, because that was back when she used to do customs. She didn't, so I don't know all that information, don't really care either. But what I will say is that his value, in my opinion, and plus I know that I could sell him for more because Claire Teller poured him, and because Claire Teller name is on him as far as the painter. So that's when the name kind of matters. So it's the same as certain other artists, names. A Romy Stridham doll. It may not be the greatest, but because of her name, and she's on a level of popularity, and she has, she has a high place in the community, in the doll world. Even if her doll isn't the better doll, people will pay more for it because it has her name on it. So that's when the name brand does matter. A lot of people hate to admit that, but it's the truth. And I think people need to be a little bit more, not that we shouldn't give new artists a chance and other artists a chance, and we shouldn't buy, because I will still buy from other people, but the amount of money I'm willing to spend may change. And I think that we definitely need to allow new artists to flourish, and we definitely need to support, new artists when we can, if, they're honest and doing an honest business, and, they're genuine, truly building their name off of their own product and not copying people's stuff. Yeah, that was a little shade in there, but anyway, but yeah, I think that, so I'm not saying it for that reason, because I definitely will support, newer artists, and I love to see, new sculpts coming out, new sculpting styles coming out, stuff like that. It's always a plus, you know what I mean? Get excited because, we can't, first of all, one artist cannot support this whole community in Silicone. So it can't just be only Claire Teller and Roman Stridham. We need other artists in the community. So I'm definitely for supporting other artists as well. But the truth of the matter is that what I'm willing to spend is not going to be the same. And the reason why I feel like people should start to think about that a little bit more is because I see more and more of my dolly friends getting babies that when they want to upgrade, or even if it's an upgrade to the new artist, like say for instance, okay, you buy from a new artist, this artist just came out, they're trying to do their thing, and their first sculpt, you buy it. Well, if you pay over market price, way over market price for the new baby, when that artist began to develop and get better, and you want to support that artist and buy more from that artist, you're not going to be able to do that if you can't sell that baby. If you're going to lose so much money in it, it's going to make it that much harder to be able to sell that one to buy the newer sculpt from the new artist. So it works regardless. even with the popular artists, if their prices is so much higher than what second market, this is where second market comes in. If their prices are so much higher than what they will sell on second market, the resale value, then guess what? That means that it's going to be that much harder for you to get their next sculpt or the next doll. So that's where it play a big part in it. And that's why you see a lot of people, in my opinion, and an opinion is just like a blank hole, and everyone has one. So here's mine. In my opinion, this is why some of these people that don't really truly enjoy the artist's work or like the artist personally as a person or respect them as a person or a human being, get their dolls and make all these sideways remarks about them, but they get them because they know that the resale value holds and they are able to sell them for either the price they paid for it or more. Usually it's getting a little bit better, but in the past a lot, Clairtella dolls was always sold way higher than what the original price is. For instance, and I know I've said this before, but some of you guys are new and just started really following my channel, but here's an example. The Zoes and like the Zadias back in the day, I'm gonna say the Zoes, I don't know that much about the Zadias. I think the original price was somewhere between $2,500 to $3,500 straight from Clairtella. When I bought my Zoe back when I bought my first, that was my first Clairtella baby, the resale value was no less than $5,000. So they were selling $5,000 to $5,500. And this was, what, 3 years after the fact? But the original price started at $2,500 to $3,500, which in my opinion is not really a horrible thing, because collectible items that are well sought after and very rare in rare form does carry more value, I believe, and in any other collectible item. Dolls, because I guess maybe because we play with them or something, people feel like we shouldn't do that. I don't disagree with it, and I don't agree with it totally. It's a lot of other factors that come into play with that when you think about it that way. But that's a whole nother subject. But I do know that's how her dolls have always been. The Janicas, all those used to sell very high. It's only until recently now, I think second market, sometimes you can get them at a decent price. But for the most part, most people, the collectors, the more, I don't know how to say it. I'm going to say elite collectors, don't be offended. I'm going to say collectors that collect mostly very high price dolls. I'm not going to say high end, I'm going to say high price dolls. Don't tend to always sell their dolls for really cheap. They will sell it at the price they paid. So that is the value of the name brand Chase. And it's not that you should solely look for, oh, that doll cost $6,000, I'm gonna buy it. And you know, oh, that doll is made by so and so, I'm gonna buy it, and don't even like it. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it is something that you should consider, especially if you're a person like me that tend to sell to buy. I think that I think that you should consider that, because how else are you gonna keep upgrading? I didn't start out here. I didn't start out with the higher end dolls or the higher price dolls or the higher quality dolls. I started out with the very bottom of the barrel. And I don't want to say it like, down talk the dolls that I collected or the artist that sculpted them or made them. But back when I was collecting them, people literally like laughed at this artist, like hated, this artist a lot. And then I collected the dolls, and then it kind of started a trend. And, but I really loved and enjoyed my dolls, but when I got ready to sell them, I did have to do a lot of work. And I did like either traded them or trade plus cash, or I had to practically, you know, give them away. So I lost money there. But when I got other dolls that, well, I did kind of okay a little bit with them, not as bad, because I think back then when I sold, they were still popular. So that's another thing. If you wait until the rush is over and nobody's thinking about them, then it's kind of like, it's even that much harder. But I did sell them and use that money towards buying a nicer doll. And then, you know, I just constantly went from there. It was, you know, one of those things where I just, you know, like I said, I just sold as many, you know, my silicones plus reborns to build up to get one quality doll. And then that quality doll held its value, which helped me be able to sell to get another one. And then, like someone else mentioned in the video, you put a little bit money with that and say, like, maybe if I have to put $500 with that, and then I would upgrade again, and then maybe I have to put, you know, 500 or 1,000 with that. But each time I was getting a higher value, a higher price doll, and then that allowed me to be able to sell the doll and get like dream babies type thing. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's kind of how I did it. The channel, you know, my history, I have 6 years of imprints on YouTube. You can go back and look at my oldest videos and look how I collected, and you can look and see when I had 15, 16, 20 dolls at one time, and then all of a sudden I'm down to one. So I don't just say this stuff, I actually did this stuff. You know, I know people get on here and be like, oh, I sell to buy and I did this and did that, and you're like looking like, what did you sell to buy? Because yeah, look like you just woke up and you just boom, voila, you were there. So it's nice for a lot of my subscribers, from what I hear, from what my subscribers tell me through PM messages, comments, and stuff like that, that they have been able to, you know, take that journey with me. But, you know, now I'm in another phase of my collecting where I'm, oh my gosh, I think I'm having a hot flash. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh, I think I'm having a hot flash, guys. I'm getting old. Is this a hot flash? Or do I have the heat off, the air off? Okay, anyway, sorry. Totally throwing me off. I'm feeling a little warm. Anyway, I'm thinking I'm getting old because my birthday is coming. But, what was I saying? Oh God, and I'm starting to lose my memory. But yeah, I don't know. I was saying something about, yeah, being able to follow, and oh, I'm in another phase of my collecting now. And the phase where I'm at now is that I'm not wanting to sell to buy anymore, which is really going to either slow me down completely, slow me down very much, or it's going to stop me from collecting the dolls that I'm accustomed to collecting, because you know, I have a hard time now. I collect dolls that I truly love, and you know, like Punky's been in my collection the longest of any babies that I've ever had, and I sometimes I get mad about certain things, and I get frustrated, and I say, you know what, I'm gonna sell my collection. And I just was doing that just recently. I was thinking, like, can I just sell Puck? You know, he's my oldest baby. You know, I have, you know, Noah. I have, you know, there's other babies out there that I'll be able to get. You know, this will help me be able to afford another new baby and all this and stuff. But when I look at him, I can't do it. And it's like, at some point, I have to realize that I'm becoming what some of the old heads will say, a real collector. he's a collectible item. He's every definition of a collectible item. He's very rare. You don't see them that often. He's the only biracial puck that Claire Taylor's painted. He's Equiflex 20. You're not going to see that as much. He's my best painted baby by Claire Taylor. You know, other than my private baby. For the most part. I mean, I don't know. Like, it's a lot of things that I am not going to probably be able to get. Painting styles change. You can't go back in time and get the old painting style. So where does that leave me? I'm at a point where I want to have a little of this and a little of that. So I may be able to collect the doll every 3 years. Oh well. The good thing about it is that I will be able to collect reborns because I can paint them myself. So that's going to probably be my only save on being able to collect new babies in my collection or in my nursery. But even with that, I'm finding that that's hard. That's getting harder and harder. And it's a very funny thing too, because I don't feel like we have a lot of sculpts out there to choose from, even with the reborns. I know it's a lot out there, but they're not ones that I am fascinated with, the sculpting and all. So anyway, guys, this is a long video and I hope you guys enjoyed it either way, but I am going to go now and start to clean my house and prepare for Hurricane Dorian. And yeah, talk to you guys later. Bye bye.